And welcome to Technology Tap. I'm Professor J. Rod. In this episode is part 2 of your CompTIA study guide, your path to IT certification. Let's tap in. And welcome back to Technology Tap, the podcast that helps you build real IT knowledge, not just memorize enough to pass the exam. I'm Professor J. Rod, and today we're diving into one of the most important topics for every IT professionals, network fundamentals. Here's something that I tell students the first day of class. Today's computers are no longer isolated machines. They are connected devices. Whenever you're troubleshooting a printer, setting up a gaming PC, installing Windows, or configuring a cloud application, networking knowledge is essential. So we'll cover what a network really is, LAN, WANs, and PAN, switches, routers, IP addresses, etc., etc. So let's get started. What is a computer network? Let's start with a simple question. What is a network? A network is simply two or more devices connected so they can communicate and share resources. Those resources might include files, printers, internet access, applications, database, and cloud services. Think of a network as a highway system. Cars represent data, roads represents cables, wireless signals, and traffic signals represent networking rules. Without those roads, cars can't travel. Without a network, computers can't communicate. Imagine working in an office with 100 employees without a network. I've done that. Everyone would need their own printer. Everyone would have separate copies of every file, and no shared internet, no email, no Teams, no Zoom. I lived that life. Networks makes sharing possible. They save money, improve collaboration, increase productivity. That's why nearly every business depends on networking. Now, CompTIA expects you to recognize several common network types. One is a PAN, a personal area network. A PAN covers only a few feet. Examples are Bluetooth headphones, smartwatches, wireless keyboards, fitness trackers. Think one person's device. That's a PAN network. And we got local area network, or LAN, the most common network. Think of homes, schools, businesses, computer labs, right? LANs cover a relatively small geographic area. Then we have WANs, wide area network. A WAN connects multiple LANs together. What is the largest WAN? The internet. Companies with offices in different cities often connect them through WAN technologies. Most networks contain clients and servers. Clients request services. The servers provides the services. For example, your laptop requests a web page. The web server delivers it. Your company requests email. The mail server responds. Your PC requests files. The file server shares them. Always remember, clients ask and servers answered. Let's identify the hardware that you will encounter. Switch. A switch connects devices inside a LAN. Computers, printers, servers, access points. The switch forwards data only to intended destination. Think of it like a receptionist directing visitors to the correct office. A router. A router connects different networks. Most home routers connect your home to your internet service provider. The router determines where traffic should go. Without a router, there is no internet. You need a router for the internet. You cannot get on the internet without a router. That's just a switch, unless it is what they call a level 3 switch. Normally, a switch would not get you to the internet. That's just That's like 101 right there. So, modem. The modem communicates with your ISP. You can have a cable modem, fiber modem, DSL modem. Some home devices combine the router, switch, wireless access point, firewall, and modem into one unit. Wireless access point. An access point provides Wi-Fi. It allows wireless devices to join the wired network. Without an access point, wireless devices cannot connect. An IP address. Every device on a network requires an address. Just like every house has a mailing address, computers use IP address. Without them, devices wouldn't know where to send information. IPv4. IPv4 address is like this: 192.168.1.10. 4 numbers separated by periods. Each number ranges from 0 to 255. Examples include 10.0.0.5, 172.16.10.15, and 192.168.0.25. These are private IP ranges commonly found in homes and businesses. Now you have public versus private IPs. Private IP addresses exist inside your local network. And public IPs identify your network on the internet. Think of it this way: your apartment number is private, your street address is public. The router translates between the two using NAT, network address translating. Now, there's one thing I will tell you. I mean, I'm giving you simple explanations, right? But you could do a whole deep dive on each topic that I'm giving you, because there's a whole deep dive on public versus private. Like, we can do a whole. I think I have done one years back. I may do an updated one, but yeah, it's not. I'm giving you the short person version. So, all right, next, IPv6. IPv6 are limited. Eventually, we're going to run out of IPs, right? IPv4 address is limited. I mean, eventually we're going to run out. IPv6 solves that problem. An IPv6 address is very long, right? It has a lot of characters. It looks intimidating. Fortunately, CompTIA mainly wants you to recognize what an IPv6 address is and understand why it exists. It exists because we're running out of IPv4. That's why. No, it supports vastly more addresses than IPv4. The reason why we don't have it is I think the internet is waiting for a gun to the head kind of moment before they start changing. Because what is it going to do? What's the one factor that we're not changing over? One big factor. There's many factors, but one of the biggest factors why we haven't changed to IPv4 or IPv6 is money. Right? It's going to take a lot of manpower to change it. They haven't, they haven't made a decision how they're going to do it. They haven't made a decision if they're still going to keep public or private. All that stuff it's still up in the air. So, DHCP. Imagine manually assigning addresses to 500 computers. It would take forever. That's why we use DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. DHCP automatically assigns IP address, the subnet mask, the default gateway, and the DNS server. Most home routers include a DHCP server. Not physically, but inside the router, it takes care of this stuff. DNS. People remember names. Computer remember numbers. DNS translates www.google.com into its IP address. Without DNS, you have to memorize the IP address for every website. Think of DNS as the internet's phone book. Yeah, remember, you would have to know the address of every web page that you like. ESPN, MLB, Google, right? All this other stuff. Common network ports. CompTIA loves port questions. Here are the ones every technician should know. 2021 is FTP. 22 is SSH. 23 is Telnet. 25 is SMTP. 53 is DNS. 67/68 is DHCP. Of course, 80 is HTTP. 110 is POP3, 143 is IMAP, 443 is HTTPS, and 3389 is remote desktop. Instead of memorizing randomly, group them together by purpose: email, web, remote access, networks. That makes studying much easier. Network cables. Let's talk cables. Most wired networks use twisted pair Ethernet cables. Common categories: Cat5, 6, and 6A. Cat5e, 6, and 6A. Higher categories support greater speeds, longer distance, and better performance. Fiber optics. Fiber optics uses light instead of electricity. Advantages include very high speed, long distance, and resistance to electromagnetic interference. But it's also more expensive. You'll often find fiber connecting buildings or large equipment. You have Wi-Fi standards. Wireless technology continues to improve. You'll encounter Wi-Fi 5, 6, 6E, and 7. Each generation improves on speed, capacity, efficiency, and security. The CompTIA exam focuses on recognizing the standards, not memorizing every maximum speed. 2.4 gigahertz versus 5 gigahertz. 2.4 gigahertz is longer range, more interference, and slower. 5 gigahertz is shorter range and less interference. And it's much faster. Wi-Fi 6E also introduced the 6 gigahertz band for supported device, offering even more available spectrum. Internet troubleshooting. A customer says, "My internet isn't working." Don't replace the router immediately. Ask questions. Can other devices connect? Are the lights on? Can you ping the router? Can you ping Google? Can you browse websites? Can you resolve DNS? Troubleshooting is a process. Never guess, always verify. So here's a help desk story. A user calls saying the internet is down. After 15 minutes of troubleshooting, I ask one simple question. Is the network cable plugged into your computer? Silence. A few seconds later, oh, it fell out. Problem solved. The lesson: always start with the simplest explanation before assuming a complex failure. Right? You always want to check the super simple stuff. That's the CompTIA rule. Always check, always look. When they ask you the question, what will you do first? What will you do first? Always look for the super simple stuff first. Because you're not going to change parts without checking if it's all plugged in first. Right? All right, let's do a question. Which device connects you to local network? Which device connects your local network to the internet? A, switch, B, router, C, access point, D, hub. All right, the answer is router. Question 2, which service automatically assigns IP address? A, DNS, B, FTP, C, DHCP, or D, SMTP? Well, we know the answer to that because we just went through it, is DHCP. And which service translates websites' names into IP address? A, DHCP, B, DNS, C, SSH, or D, HTTP? And we know the answer is B, DNS. Question 4, which cable uses light instead of electricity? A, Cat6, B, coaxial, C, fiber optics, and D, USB. And the answer is C, fiber optics. Question 5, which protocol provides secure web browsing? A, HTTP, B, HTTPS, C, FTP, or D, Telnet? And the answer is HTTPS port 443. Now, networking questions often include extra information to distract you. Focus on the symptoms. Ask yourself, is this an addressing problem, a cable problem, a Wi-Fi problem, a DNS or DHCP issue, or is it a hardware issue? The best technicians isolate the problem before looking for the solution. Right? Networking is one of the core skills that separates a beginner from a confident IT professional. The more you understand how devices communicate, the easier troubleshooting becomes. If you ever worked at a help desk, chances are you've been asked questions like, my laptop won't charge, or my printer says it's offline, and what's the cloud? And can I run Windows and Linux on the same computer? Those are exactly the types of problems you'll learn to solve today. So why are laptops different? Desktop computers are built to be upgraded. Laptops are built to be portable. The simple design difference changes everything. Inside a desktop, you usually have plenty of room, standard components, better airflow, and easier upgrade. Inside a laptop, everything is compact. Manufacturers squeeze processors, storage, battery, cooling systems, antennas, webcams, speakers, and display into an incredibly small place. That means technicians must work more carefully. One broken ribbon cable can disable an entire keyboard or display. Most laptop contains LCD display, webcam, wireless antenna, keyboard, touchpad, battery, SSD, RAM, CPU, cooling fan, speaker, and microphone. Unlike desktops, many modern laptops have soldered memory or processors, making upgrades difficult or impossible. Always verify upgrade options before recommending additional RAM or storage. Laptop batteries. CompTIA expects you to recognize battery technologies. Today, almost every laptop uses a lithium-ion or lithium polymer. Advantages include lightweight, rechargeable, high energy density, and long battery life. Best practice, avoid excessive heat, don't puncture batteries, replace stolen batteries immediately, never throw lithium batteries into regular household trash, and follow proper recycling procedures. Laptop displays. Modern laptops commonly use LCDs, LED backlight LCDs, OLED. OLED displays provide better color, higher contrast, deeper blacks, lower power usage in certain situations. Premium laptops increasingly use OLED technology. CompTIA expects you to identify the common laptop connectors. You commonly see USB-A, C, Thunderbolt, HDMI, audio jack, Ethernet on some models, micro SD card readers, power connector. Many new laptops charge through USB-C using a USB power delivery. That means one cable can provide power, video, and data, also network connectivity, all through a single connection. Docking stations. Many business users connect laptops to docking stations. Why? Imagine arriving at work. Instead of connecting a monitor, a keyboard, mouse, Ethernet, speakers, USB one at a time, you simply connect one USB or Thunderbolt cable. Everything works instantly. Docking stations increase productivity and reduce cable clutter. It's usually for people who, their laptop, like salespeople, like their laptop is the only computer that they have, and they don't have a computer in the office. So they use the laptop to, do their sales and be out of the office. And when they come back, they plop that laptop into the docking station, and now they have a whole station. All right, mobile devices. Today, technicians support more than computers. You'll troubleshoot smartphones, tablets, wearables, mobile hotspots, smart devices. So understanding mobile technologies is essential. Mobile devices commonly use Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cellular, near field communication, GPS. Each serves a different purpose. Bluetooth connects nearby devices, Wi-Fi connects to local networks, and cellular connects through carriers. GPS provides location. NFC enables contactless payments, right? Like going to the phone, like Apple Pay, right? Or riding the MTA transit, right? What's that? Omni New York is called. Biometric security. Many mobile devices use fingerprint readers, facial recognition, iris scanners. These improve security while making authentication faster. CompTIA expects you to recognize these technologies. Mobile synchronization. Many users expect phone, contact, calendars, emails, documents to automatically synchronize across multiple devices. Cloud service make this possible. Examples, Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, Apple iCloud. Synchronization ensures information remains consistent across devices. All right. Many new technicians fear printers. Don't. Printers follow logical processes. Once you understand the technology, troubleshooting becomes much easier. CompTIA focuses on 4 major printer types: Laser printers. Laser printers dominate the business environment. The advantage: fast, high volume, excellent text quality, and lowest cost per page. Laser printer use laser, drum, toner, fuser assembly, transfer roller. Understanding the printing process helps you troubleshoot. Here's the simplified process of a laser printing. Step 1, processing. The printer receives the document. Step 2, charging. The drum receives a uniform electrical charge. Step 3, exposing. A laser writes the image. Step 4, developing. The toner attaches to the image. Step 5, transferring. The toner moves onto the paper. Step 6, fusing. Heat permanently bonds toner to the paper. CompTIA frequently asks about these steps. Common laser printer problems. Repeated marks, inspect the drums. Printer jams, check the roller. Blank pages, low toner. Wrinkled pages, inspect the fuser. Poor image quality, replace toner or the drum. Inkjet printers. Inkjet printers spray tiny droplets of liquid ink. Advantages: excellent for photos, affordable purchase price, great color quality. What's the disadvantage? Slower. Ink can dry out. Highest cost per page, but they're common in homes and small offices. Next, we have thermal printers. Thermal printers are used for receipts, shipping labels, retail, medical equipment. They require special heat-sensitive paper. No ink, no toner, simple and reliable. Impact printers. They're less common today, still used for multiple part forms, industrial applications. They physically strike the paper using pins. They look like an old typewriter. The most common example are the dot matrix printers. CompTIA still tests these because legacy equipment remains in use. Printer troubleshooting. A user said, "My printer won't print." Don't immediately replace the printer, right? Ask questions. Is it powered on? Is the paper loaded? Paper jam. Correct printer selected. Network connection. Enough toner, enough ink. Print queue stuck. Simple checks solves many problems. Virtualization. Now let's switch topics. Imagine owning one powerful computer. Instead of installing one operating system, you can install several: Windows, Linux, Windows Server, all running simultaneously. That's virtualization. Virtual machines. Each virtual machine behaves like an independent computer. It has CPU, memory, storage, network connections, applications. The host computer shares resources among multiple virtual machines. Popular hypervisors include Hyper-V, VMware, VirtualBox. Virtualization is heavily used by developers, cybersecurity professionals, system administrators, and cloud providers. Why IT professionals love virtualization? Well, imagine testing ransomware. Will you use your personal laptop? Absolutely not. Instead, you create a virtual machine, test safely. If something goes wrong, delete the VM. Start over. Virtual machines are excellent learning environments. Cloud computing. Students hear the cloud constantly. But what is it? The cloud simply means computing resources delivered over the internet. Instead of buying expensive servers, organizations rent computing resources. Examples include storage, database, virtual machines, applications, emails, artificial intelligence. The cloud allows business to scale quickly without purchasing hardware. You use the cloud all the time. Google is a cloud service, believe it or not, right? Because the email is not on your computer. It's somewhere else in a Google place, in a Google server somewhere else, right? Amazon, Netflix, all those are cloud services. Cloud service models. CompTIA focuses on three major models. Infrastructure as a service. You manage the operating systems, application, and data, and the provider manages the hardware. Examples: renting virtual servers. Platform as a service. The provider manages the hardware, operating system, and development platform. You focus on building applications. And software as a service, everything is managed by the provider. You simply use the software. Examples include Microsoft 365, Google Docs, Salesforce, Dropbox. Most users interact with software as a service every day. What are the benefits of cloud computing? Advantages include lower hardware costs, automatic updates, scalability, anywhere access, disaster recovery, collaboration. CompTIA frequently asks why organizations adopt cloud solutions. Here's a real world story. A small business owner once asked me, should I buy a server? I asked, what are you trying to accomplish? He replied, I need everyone to share files. Instead of recommending a $6,000 server, we moved the company to Microsoft 365. Lower cost, automatic backups, anywhere access. Sometimes the smartest IT solution isn't buying more hardware. It's choosing the right technology. All right, let's do some questions. Which battery technology is most commonly used in modern laptops? A, nickel, B, lead acid, C, lithium ion, or D, alkaline? And the answer is lithium ion, C. Question 2, which printer uses toner? A, inkjet, B, thermal, C, laser, D, dot matrix? And the answer is laser. Question 3, which printer is commonly used for receipts? A, inkjet, B, thermal, C, laser, D, plotter? The answer is B, thermal. Question 4, which cloud model delivers complete software applications? A, infrastructure as a service, B, platform as a service, C, software as a service? Or D, hypervisor? The answer is C, software as a service. When technology allows multiple operating systems to run on one physical computer, which technology allows multiple operating systems to run on one physical computer? A, RAID, B, GPT, C, virtualization, D, BIOS? And the answer is C, virtualization. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The CompTIA questions are not going to be this simple, right? These are simple, just like check-in questions, right? The CompTIA exam, the questions are not this simple. And I'll do one. I'll get into it at the end of this episode about something that I want to do. But yeah, they're not that simple. So if you got them right, it's great that you got them all right. But you got to be realistic. The questions are not this simple. All right, when answering printer questions, think about the symptoms. When answering cloud questions, think about who manages what. When answering virtualization questions, think about isolation, flexibility, and resource sharing. Always identify the business problem before selecting the technology. All right, so this is something that I'm doing, and I'm hoping that whoever's listening will sign up. I'll put everything, the notes, but I'm trying to do a resource class on August 16th between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thing is, I need people to be able to join, right? If I don't have enough people, I'm not going to be able to do it. But you go to my Linktree, right? Linktree/Professor J-Rod. And on the contact form, you put your name and your email address. And before August 16th, I will notify you with a link, and then you can join the class. We're going to be doing, I'm going to go over the CompTIA exam. I'm going to give you a couple of strategy guides. I'm going to give you questions. But I need people to join. I also need people to join my TikTok, which is at Professor J-Rod, and my Instagram, which is at Professor J-Rod. I do the CompTIA question of the day every day. So it would be nice if you can join my TikTok. And if you join my TikTok and you see the CompTIA question of the day, if you want to comment, hey, I heard I'm from your podcast. That'll be great. I'm trying to build a community to get people to pass the CompTIA exam and whatever other exam you want. If you're interested in me doing another resource other than the A+, if you're interested in doing the Network Plus or the Security Plus, you got to let me know, right? You can write to me at professorjrod@gmail.com. I'm also there, but, put the subject, from your podcast, right? That way I know that it's you. I get a lot of crap email every day. But yeah, so please join me August 16th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Log into my Linktree account, and on the contact form, put your name and your email address. That way I can get in contact with you. And also on September 13th, it is National Grandparents' Day, right? And if some of us who are fortunate enough to have grandparents around, or even our parents around, right, we can use it, give it to our kids, for our kids to give it to our grandparents. You could always buy my Scan Proof for Seniors book, and it helps seniors avoid getting scammed. It's available, again, on my Linktree, on my website, professorjrod.com, or on Amazon. Just look for a Scam Proof for Seniors. Look for my name, Dr. Juan Rodriguez, and buy it for your parents or grandparents for National Grandparents' Day, which is September 13th. All right, that's going to do it for this week, for this episode. I appreciate every single one of you who are listening. I promise that I'm going to be more consistent. Today is, when I'm recording this, it is July 31st. This month should be a good month. August, I'm off, don't have any classes. So I should do a bunch of these and put them, as they say in the business, in the can, to have them ready for, that way we have a good flow until the end of the year. But thank you so much for listening. I'm Professor J. Rod. And remember, always keep tapping into technology. This has been a presentation of Little Cha Cha Productions, art by Sarah, music by Joe Kim. We're now part of the Pod Match Network. And you can follow me at TikTok at Professor J Rod, that's JROD, or you can email me at ProfessorJRod, JROD, @gmail.com.